Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Professor Fred Ogola. I am one of the conveners for Concerned Citizens Movement. Today, I want to talk to you about the US-Africa Nuclear Energy Summit taking place in Nairobi for 2 days, yesterday and today, at the Movenpick Hotel. You know, these people are discussing about how to ensure that they check about the industry readiness for nuclear energy in Africa. The US is leading this discussion in Africa. And these discussions about launching the nuclear factory by the year 2034. So this is a significant change because Africa's one of its biggest problem is energy. Like now you see, we have been seeing all the time people being sent messages left, right, and center, newspaper advertisement of Kenya power rationing in this county, in that county. The manufacturing sector in Kenya and in Africa as large is suffering mainly because of the cost of energy. Many people who are dependent on energy are suffering. Households, the cost of power is very, very high. In fact, even after Opiyo and I took over, they increased the tokens by 7 shillings a unit. So we are realizing that the cost of energy is a serious issue. If Africa can crack the challenge of solving the energy challenges, industrialization can actually happen in Africa, and Africa will be very far. Nevertheless, for such a very significant thing, Kenya is missing a step. And we have started by a very big misstep. First of all, this conference taking place, the president was supposed to launch this conference on Tuesday. When I was actually arrested, he was supposed to launch this conference on Tuesday. That is the day he ignored launching of this nuclear energy conference and focused on Raila Odinga bid for AU when he was having these heads of state. But that's not a problem. The president has got so many people. There will be so many people who will have represented him in the launch. In fact, I've attended so many functions where they read the speech of the president. So Mr. President should not do everything. So I can't blame him for not attending because I'm sure the AU bid for Raila Odinga is so important for the country because it's representing the country. So if Kenyans are bidding, they must put their best foot forward. So that is okay. But why didn't he send him in the CS for energy, Opiyo and I? Opiyo and I could not attend this one because Opiyo and I was ready in Nyanza preparing for his presidential visit, political visit, if you like, to show off they have been appointed. He's even going to attend Opiyo and I's homecoming, the one for Mbadi homecoming as well. I don't think these are really necessary because when you are losing such an opportunity, it is something you cannot reap back. So the president ignored it. Second, I also have very clear information as a Kenyan. We have to know that a conference is always an opportunity for citizens to make money. So if there's a conference being held in Nairobi by heads of state from different countries, so many guests, Kenyans who are service providers should be able to enjoy the lion's share of that conference. Because if you go to other countries, they also enjoy the lion's share of that conference. And in this particular one, everything was exported. What I mean by that is, first of all, there's no single Kenyan minister or officers in the public sector who was addressing this conference. Secondly, there's no Kenyan energy expert, engineer, call it, that was invited and given a chance to address this conference. All speakers were imported from Ghana mostly, from Nigeria, from Ivory Coast, from other countries. And Kenya was completely ignored. The second most unfortunate thing is that even the MC, he's emceeing the session, has been imported from Ghana. The videographer has been imported from Ghana. The photographer has been imported from Ghana. Even the stationaries and the printings have been imported from Ghana. Is Ghana ahead of us in terms of video? Would you want to tell me there's no Kenyan young person who can hold the camera, who can record a video, who can edit? Do you know that the media industry in Kenya is more developed than any other country in Africa? I've gone to Ghana. I've gone to Nigeria. I've gone to Ivory Coast. I've gone to Senegal. I've gone to South Africa. The media industry in Kenya is highly advanced. How comes we have some of the leading media houses in this country? How comes we have the young people who should be doing content creation? We have people who can offer stationaries. We have printing. Like, for example, we have printing presses in Kenya. Some of them can print, for example, the one in Nation can print the whole Nation newspaper in 2 hours. Everything folded and ready. What made it that we print things in Ghana, export them to Kenya, and then we know very well that Kenyans need to be given a living? Is this country really concerned about these young people who are unemployed? Did these people get the message of the Gen Z when they said they've been ignored? I want to ask the CEO of a nuclear energy regulatory authority, why were you not there? The board, the chairman. How can we be so missing in this? What is it that we don't know? We always throw hands at America. No, the America is not the problem. Americans brought their best and brightest in nuclear energy to be there. By the way, when you attend national conferences, Americans, for every segment, they bring their best and brightest and their expertise. So decisions will be made based on who knows more. For us, we talk about tyranny of numbers. They talk about tyranny of competence. How many competent people were supposed to be there that were not there? Kenyans are now saying they're out of the woods because William Ruto has already formed broad-based government. Broad-based government should be able to ensure that this is happening. It is so broad-based that there are so much missing in action. How can you have a broad-based government and you miss in action like Minister of Energy? CS Opio and I, let me tell you, my brother, we love you, but as a person, but as a minister, this should have been your biggest attention. You could have missed to be at the president's visit in Luo Nyanza, but you could have made it a point to be present in this workshop and know that Kenya takes advantage. Because instead you talk about competitive advantage of nations. The competitive advantage of nations here was that we had the location where the conference took place. Why didn't we take advantage of the location so that we can ensure we champion more? We could bring more people to that conference at a cheaper price. But I can tell you, had this conference been to be sent to South Africa, where people are going to earn per diem and allowances, you could have seen the Kenyan delegation running there. Every minister would have been there. They could have said they cannot attend Ugunja's function or you could say Anyanza function because they are going to come back with millions of shillings in allowances and per diem. But this one, they cannot attend because they are going to attend and there's no per diem, there's no allowance. You attend, you go and sleep in your house, and there's no money being given to you by the Kenyan government. So Kenyans, let us go back and look for how can offer service delivery to our country and not do lip service and end up ruining the future of a country like that. I want to say this because I'm a governance expert. It hurts me. I love my country. I will always continue updating you on the wrongdoings, especially in the areas that has to do with governance, economics, and of course, management. Thank you.